Hi everyone, and welcome to the Liverpool Connection podcast, part 2, our live event. So we had a bit of technical difficulty at our 8 o'clock one, microphone, Bluetooth, all that jazz. Anyway, we're back. Hopefully you can hear us. If you can hear us, give us a thumbs up. But anyways, in collaboration with Up the Reds, t-shirts, all nice and proud, Scouse based, brilliant t-shirt and merch. You can get them at upthereds.us or upthereds.co.uk. There's going to be a 10% discount code. It'll be coming up later on, ATX Reds. Now, let's get on to the good stuff. Our topics for tonight, we're going to talk about Klopp, the season, and where do we go next? I'm Daz, Julian, Steve, Chris, the man behind the screen, Erwin is doing brilliant tonight. He's watched us for an hour. Yeah. While we're actually talking into a microphone and nobody can hear us, which is it's class, you know. But you learn as you go, and let's talk about Klopp. I'm gonna hand it to Chris. Just what has Klopp given you in the past 9 years?
Yeah, he's given us, probably not just me, but all of us, all the Liverpool fan base. He's given us joy. He's given us emotion, passion. He's given us tears of joy, tears of sadness. He's really given us everything. And it's just been a real privilege and an honour to be part of the journey with him, with the lads. We talk about the football manager, but I think a lot to do is the man. I think how he came to the city, a German guy, coming to England is not easy in itself. Coming to a place like Liverpool where you really got to understand the people, understand the culture. I think he embraced it really, really well. He reconnected the team with the city, and it's just to me that's his biggest achievement. Aside from the cups and the league and whatever else he won, I think for me his biggest achievement is how he has really reconnected the fan base with the team, and has been absolutely, it's just been an honour and a privilege to watch them. And we can hear, turn the subtitles on now, we're great. But yeah, no, it's been brilliant. It's just been brilliant.
You mentioned connecting with the fan base, right? And I've mentioned this on a couple episodes before. I was there in 2015 when we ended the season losing to Stoke. I was in the city of Liverpool. We lost to Stoke 6-1. That was Steven Gerrard's last game. And the mentality and the vibe in the city was so down. And then I returned back in October, Klopp's first home games. A shout out to my wife. That was our 10-year anniversary. She let me travel across the pond during that week.
Probably hoped he wouldn't go back.
Yeah, maybe so.
Never again after that performance.
Probably so. But anyway, so that was
a Stokes.
So I'm back at, I come back in October. The total change of the whole atmosphere in the city. That was Rubin Kazan, and then we played Southampton. Drew both games, but it was just the vibe, the connection. You knew he was connecting with the fans. You go to the Liverpool shop, and when I went there the season before, you go to the Liverpool shop. There's nothing Brendan Rodgers related, right? You go into the Liverpool shop, and this is his first week there. They had a whole section of Klopp stuff, his books, like bobbleheads. It was amazing just to turn around in that short of time, and because people were ready for him. There was a lot of rumors over the summer he was coming, but then they gave Brendan the first 10 games to try to figure it out. But we were all hoping Klopp was coming, and and he has been immense, and it's just great memory after great memory, and you just really can't thank him enough, because we went to every season with knowing we should have at least one trophy and get into top four and challenge for the title. And that he brought us hope, right? And that's all you can ask for as a football fan, is to have hope to win something, because most clubs don't have that hope at the beginning of the season.
But the passion he has, the confidence, the belief, the humour, the way he has been able to connect with fans in Liverpool and all over the world. He came in and it made complete sense right off the bat. Like, it just felt perfect. From the minute he came in, he made press conferences exciting and interesting and funny again. He made post-match interviews interesting. He made the football exciting. He has given Liverpool so many unbelievable moments maybe we didn't expect as well. He's been like a fantastic manager. He's been everything and more. I think anyone that went into this probably didn't expect that we would win, the Premier League, the Champions League, the Super Cup, the World Cup Cup, the League Cup, the FA Cup. It's been magnificent having him at the club, and I hope now he's able to enjoy himself, take a break, right, and we move on. But Klopp has been unbelievable. There've been so many fantastic moments on and off the pitch, and it's been a privilege to have him as manager. It really has, and that's like the greatest compliment that I can have for him. Darren! Over to you.
Hey, I'm really pissed off you guys. Didn't let me do my Wizard of Oz
Oh God!
There's still time. Don't ruin it. There's
No, come down.
Go on.
Do the Wizard of Oz thing.
No,
you got to do it.
Time to engineer
Just pretend like we've never. Just pretend that we didn't do it on the version we didn't put out.
So my analogy was, one lesson: never go to karaoke with Julian, because he'll make you feel embarrassed about your singing talents. But no, the analogy was it's like Klopp coming after Brendan Rodgers. It was like Wizard of Oz, black and white at the very beginning, and then they land in Oz and it's fucking full color, and that's Klopp, full color. And no jokes about munchkins and shit, because
I was gonna say Shakira and Munchkin.
No.
Okay.
Don't get us cancelled.
Don't
get us cancelled. No, Klopp has brought so much joy to me in the past 8.5, 9 years. Just more than a football manager, he's just an amazing human being, and we've said it over and over again throughout the last 4 years of the podcast. He just gets the City. It's not just he gets the football team. He gets the City itself. He gets Scousers. He gets Liverpool supporters. The highest compliment is, for me, you're not just a football manager, Klopp. You are an amazing human being. And to see him grow in this team, it's just been amazing. From it kind of it's weird, trying to explain it again.
Yeah.
But the West Brom game, just really, I didn't know what was going on, why he was letting the players do that, why bowing to the cop. But then months later, light bulb goes off, going, he did it for the players, for the squad, for the staff to connect to the cop again. Because Brendan Rodgers did not connect to the cop. Not at all. There was just really nothing there. Even though Brendan nearly brought us close to the Holy Grail, which he did, and fair play to him, because that team, Brendan's team, great Sturridge and Suarez and Gerrard and Alonso. Not even Alonso. Just not that good, and shouldn't have been anywhere near where we were. Klopp has brought that, as he says, from doubters to believers. So I couldn't. There's not enough words in the dictionary to describe this man. He's just, all I can say is brought joy to my life.
Yeah. That's it, really, isn't it? I know we talk about, you talk about the trophies, you talk about winning leagues and titles and this, that, and the other, but and that's all well and good for the players and the staff and all that. But for us supporters, I think it's just as much, I should say, about the journey and like the crack that we have watching the team. Thinking back to Fido's, the days in Fido's, when I first met you lads, and it was real fucking dreary. It's, Roy Hodgson and all that sort of malarkey, and then we had a bit of Kenny for a second term, and a little bit of Joy there. And
Hold on. Glenn Cooley. I love you, Glenn. Chris Delcross is the sexiest man in Austin.
oh, there we go.
I didn't even know there was a poll.
That's it.
No, I thought you already.
That's what Up the Red shirt to do, lads.
That's why Glenn didn't show up. He was getting a little bit excited.
Yeah, he didn't want to now I know why you sat over there.
And Mike Harold, Mike, thanks for tuning in, mate. He wants at least one Brendan. That's not how you used to sing it.
It's a bit early for that. No, but just to go back to those days, it was dreary, it was drab. We were down there, and we all sort of fucking struggled together, so to speak, and we went through the misery and shite all together. We're all you're from here, but the rest of us, like, we're all away from friends, family, and you're fucking trying to connect, and all of a sudden, fucking,
He's still in the Wizard of Oz.
yeah, what Jurgen comes along, and we have those days. Like, we have this. For me, it starts off with Dortmund, that fucking epic, and then we have the low with Seville in the final, and then we go from strength to strength.
I think we needed that.
Yeah.
The Sevilla match. I think not that I wanted it. Of course, we wanted the trophy, but like he was saying in part one,
the Champions League
he picked our players up and said, "Stop it! Stop crying! Stop being morbid. Tomorrow's another day."
Yeah.
And he's done that with the supporters as well. We've had a few bad games at Pop, but he's gone, "We will be better," and he's proved that to everyone.
And I think on a personal level for you guys, Klopp's reign has also coincided with your family. You're growing your family, so you've had that during the same years that he's been in the manager. So and so I just wanted to.
Is that your second analogy?
Yeah, I'm just saying that this is like, it's a family, right? Liverpool's always been a family, but he's been the manager while you've grown your family.
No, that's true, yeah.
And so, because I remember that one time we had that barbecue at your house, and that was pre-Klopp, and then ever since then, it's just like, but it's grown, right? And he's been the normal one. He really is somebody you can really identify with, even though, many people have said if he wasn't a football manager, he'd be a CEO of a major corporation, which you can see. But he's also that guy that sits on the top of the bus drinking Erdigers and going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right?
He's
six.
He's someone that you could sit down and have a pint with. Like the Mourinhos of this world, like you can't see yourself having a pint with him, but you can see yourself having a pint with Klopp and just talking about not just football, about life.
But that's what came across right from the beginning. Like, he adds that connection where it feels like he could be, a good mate. You can go and have a really good laugh with him. Yeah, but I'd have to say, and have a few pints, because he had that thing that Brendan never had. Brendan was always that wheeler dealer, Arthur Daly, kind of shifty, dodgy bloke that you couldn't trust. Right, you knew something was up in the background.
Yeah, but
Klopp, on the other hand,
you're talking about having pints with supporters, right? And, I mentioned this before. That game in Ann Arbor, Michigan, when we were playing Man United in the Big House, and JB Webster's playing at the local supporters pub, and in walks Klopp, and he has a pint, and they're singing, and that really pushed Jamie Webster forward. But it also just showed, and it epitomizes the way Klopp really connects with the people. And I think because there's a lot of managers that you wouldn't want to connect with, first of all, that wouldn't connect with you as a fan, and that you don't really share the same values. And so I think Klopp encompasses all that. We'd love to have a pioneer, but we've also have loved watching the way he'd set up his teams, the way we played, and obviously the trophies that he's brought us. So.
And the best compliment, or one of the, not the best, but one of the compliments you can give him is that any other club that would love to have, besides Man City, because we know the Man City and all that kind of stuff, would love to have Klopp as their manager. And he has, to me, he's surpassed expectations based on where we were when he came in. I don't think anyone would have expected us to win every trophy, except the Europa, but every major trophy that he went for. And it's been, an amazing time. It's been a fantastic time and well-deserved break for him. And I hope he takes that break and I hope he recharges. And I'm no doubt, because he's a football addict, he'll come back at some point.
What do you think his second term will be like at Liverpool?
You know what?
That's just cruel.
That is cool.
He's the kind of bloke that's probably going to go, when he comes back to Liverpool, he'll probably take a break, but when he comes back as a fan, it wouldn't surprise me if he's on the cop, right? And he will do it.
No, you know, one of the things that we overlook about Klopp is that he's really been the voice of the Premier League, that for other coaches that are scared to talk about the refs or talk about TV, the scheduling and stuff like that. He's been that guy, and all the other fan base is always like, "Oh, what's he on about?" But then, like 6 months later, everybody's agreeing with him. Like, yeah, Klopp brought this shit up 6 months ago.
Yeah.
You guys were slating him for it, but now everybody agrees, and he's always been the voice, right?
It's about
And he always knew he had the cachet to be able to speak his mind, and that's been somebody that we've needed in the Premier League. I mean, Guardiola can say whatever he wants, but we all know they're 115 FC, and we don't really respect him the way that people would respect Klopp, because we identify with him, and he knows the issues that we as the fans feel are important about the game.
Yeah, I think it's just different. I think they're two different humans to begin with. I think we'd have. Anyway,
do you have any comments
about
sexiest man,
Austin.
There we go. But it's like Bartley again. Yeah. But here.
So Chris Dalcross, how do you maintain that sexy body of yours?
Oh, there we go. Plenty of pints and stouts.
It's actually called a table in front of it.
Yeah. Soaking it in.
no, these T-shirts though are up the Reds T-shirts.
Oh, you like the Up the Reds
Yeah,
t-shirts?
they
10% off, isn't it, right?
Discount,
they fit good.
10%. If you're in America and you like these t-shirts, go upthereds.us. You get 10% discount by using ATX Reds. So yeah, there you go.
That's sound, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. Flop. Favorite, like not like game, right? But kind of just fucking general acting the maggot moment from Klopp. Take the games out of
like
it. Yeah. Just kind of more antics, kind of either it's a press conference or whatever.
See, that's where it becomes so difficult, so brilliant, that you could easily go on YouTube and spend 2-3 hours just watching Klopp talk and these things that are away from the game.
Yeah.
And you're going to be entertained and you're going to smile and it's going to be an unbelievable experience, because he's so quotable.
Yeah.
He's so charismatic. He's so entertaining that to narrow it down to one, we'll do it. We'll try and pick one, but it just speaks to the quality of the man that it's extremely difficult. Yeah. Wilson, do you have one that you can think of, like a Klopp moment?
Well, I think I've already mentioned that when he walked into the Sporters pub in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and had a pint, and Jamie Webster that's a famous video of Jamie Webster just being so surprised that Klopp is walking in there. But I mean, all his press conferences, have been brilliant. He's an honest guy, and you just you feel like he's when he's the gaffer and he's had his press conferences, he's more the fan, right? Because like when Pep Linders does his press conferences, it's more about tactics analysis. Where Klopp was like it's just one of us doing a press conference, and that's what I love about that the connection that is really brought it down to the level of the fan or the supporter and talking about the game and the team. And what I do like about Klopp, you know, he never slates his players, and I appreciate the fact that he always has his players back. You know, we've seen some coaches that don't. They kind of get out there, and so I appreciate that about Klopp.
Commander Tuchel. Daz, what about you?
Again, there's just so many press conferences. Every single one of them are just brilliant. He's wise beyond his years. So intelligent how he speaks. He's 10 steps ahead of the journos. That for me, it's even like his fist bumps.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna miss. It's silly to just say it though. I'm gonna miss the fist bumps. Like after every match, Arteta, you tried and you failed, lad. You're absolute shite.
How about the hugs? You miss the Klopp hug.
Well, I've never had one.
How much would you pay for one of those?
Which was the game that we were at, and Klopp didn't do the fist bumps. We were at BD Riley's. We were outside, and he didn't do them. And then you did. You remember getting it?
Sexist man.
That cemented your sexy.
What game was that? That was a good crack.
And I remember, he didn't do it, and everyone was like, and then you got up, right? You're fucking on the stool and to give it the whole.
Giving it Holly. Yeah. But I think my favourite press conference from him, I've joint. They're joint moments because I can't parse one apart from the other. The brain fog. When he's like, how come everybody can say that and I can't? And your man says, well, what are you talking about? He says, brain fog. He's like, no, brain fog. That one's class. Yeah, but also on one of the European ties, and the translator is in his ear, and he's like, oh, very erotic voice. And he says, again, please.
That was good.
But that's just, I think that shows like the type of like charismatic, fucking good lad he is. Like he's, as you said, Daz, you know, you'd sit down and have a pint with him. You probably wouldn't talk about football. I'd imagine that you just talk about life and having the crack and this, that, and the other. But yeah, those are the two I'd put against his kind of funny moments that you can't but miss those when he's gone.
The only thing, I mean, I can only select what like comes to mind immediately, and there's three things because there's so many, but there's three that are at the top of my mind. The first one is very obvious, but it was like the boom. What is this?
Yeah,
that was brilliant.
Yeah,
like that was like a legendary moment. The second one was he did. It was early on into when he had joined Liverpool, and he sat down with a kid in his office at Melwood then, and the kid interviewed him, and he was learning about Buster. Right? That stands out, and the way he said it, and the way he was answering the questions. It's like, this guy's really fucking interesting. Yeah. This guy's funny, and he's like really engaging. There was that, and then the third moment, which is probably the moment that stands out most of all for me, was of course when we won the league, and then right after it was live on TV, there was like Souness in the studio.
Oh yeah.
Kenny Dalglish, and then they brought Klopp on. And he's being interviewed, he's talking about how amazing it is, and then he starts welling up, and the tears come in, and then he's like, thank you, and then he walks off because it was so emotional for him. But those are the three moments that come to mind right now. There's going to be hundreds more, but
I mean,
what a guy.
When even Klopp said after last season, it's like we go again, that he was like, book your hotel.
Yeah.
You believe the fella?
Yeah.
You're like,
we did.
I'll book it for Dublin.
I did.
Istanbul. It's like,
we all like.
Well, you're from Ireland, so it's not that big a stretch, bro.
Europa League final. We went into the ballot.
Look, he's so sick. Chris is so sexy. He's watching himself right now.
He's
watching himself.
Trying to give a few shout outs.
Do we have anyone else? Any comments? Erwin, let's bring Erwin into this. Erwin is our fantastic director today. Cheers, Erwin. Doing a great job. And what's happening in the live chat?
He's keeping out the dirt.
Yes.
Hey, can I ask a serious question though? So obviously we've had camera crews following the team,
I
right?
thought you said. Never mind. We haven't had him yet.
And so they haven't found a distributor or whatever to. But when it comes out, are you going to watch it?
Yes.
Okay.
Hiya, Jamie lad.
Jamie Ladd.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm going to watch it.
So I have mixed emotions about that.
right.
I watch it because it's Liverpool and it's Klopp.
Yeah.
But I also don't think those things should be put out.
But I think
I'm very old school when it comes to this.
I would have thought that the way it's going to be edited, it's going to be a celebration of Klopp in the end. That's the angle they're going to be going for. And I'd be lying if I said I wasn't going to watch it. Oh, of course I'm going to watch
I know. Well,
it.
of course I'll watch it, but I'll be like, I'll nearly feel a little bit dirty watching it.
All right, let me ask you this then. All right, growing up, when I used to watch Doctor Who, when the Daleks came on, I'd be out behind the settee. Is that going to be like you?
A little bit. Yeah, I don't want to be watching it.
So it will be interesting actually with the whole Salah Klopp incident from a couple of weeks ago if they stick that in there. But hopefully, I would hope.
It's two winners having an argument.
Yeah, I would hope that they kind of move that to the side. It's not much of a story, and I hope the story is about Klopp and what he's done and how brilliant he's been for Liverpool. And I would guess that's the angle they're going to go with, because they're appealing to Liverpool fans.
The only people that are going to put that little argument at the arsehole like journos, they're born winners.
Yeah.
Klopp is a winner. Mo is a winner.
Yeah.
They just had an argument. They had a little tiff. So what?
Yeah.
They got over it. He was back on the pitch and scored. So,
You know, bottom line, I'm so glad that you're good. So glad that everybody said, you're good to be, in the Premier League, you said so. I'm all the way. You can tell what fun is on the outside. He's got no fun.
no fun. Oh, come on, man.
Actually, the Stooges, no fun. That's like a perfect segue.
No,
into some great fans, and that's another thing. After when we won, when we lost the Champions League the first time against Real Madrid, and that was a great moment where Klopp. You saw footage of him with his favourite band, and next stage of like singing, having a good time, like belief. Even when you're beaten,
exactly.
You can use that as motivation. Because okay, cool, okay, we lost. What are we going to do about it? How are we going to move on to the next stage that we're going to win the next time?
You buy Allison the very next day. That's what you do.
I think with Klopp, he's going. You have to taste defeat.
You do.
In order to move along, and the lads did that. I mean, you look at our squad, right? What Klopp got in the beginning. Again, a lot of mismatch, and he brought in an £8 million player in Andy Robertson at left back, where most people scoffed at that and went like, "You're having a laugh." That lad absolutely bossed the left back position.
Would you say
He gave Trent at the time an 18-year-old. First debut against Manchester United away. Like that's what I love about Klopp too. He's given these youngsters a chance to believe. He's given us all a chance to believe that you've now seen Conor Bradley, right, take on the Trent role while Trent was out. Now you see the 10-year-old, 12-year-olds going, I can make it. I can make it. And he's made us all believe, and I think it's great that we haven't even talked about like a football moment right now. We're just talking about the man, what he's given us without the football.
Yes.
And it is amazing. I will be really sad to see him go. I mean, he's like the dad that we never had.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I mean,
it wouldn't be a dad, he'd be like a best mate or a naughty uncle. Not you, Delta.
That's how they live in London.
Yeah, like but the football moments, like, I mean, there's so many. It's impossible to think. I mean, the running on the pitch with Origi scoring that winner against Everton, the Dortmund with Lovren. I mean, there's
The Everton running on the pitch was, he showed us he's a supporter and not just a manager. Again, like no other manager runs on the pitch to look at Jurgen Klopp. Nice.
Jamie Carragher, like, brilliant moment. Amazing.
You know, every commentator, he can't be doing that. Well, he just did. Because guess what? We just scored a 95th minute winner.
Well, come here.
against Everton.
I think we have to do it though. If you have to go into your head, you have to pick one game in the 9 years.
Oh, stop it. Stop it.
Come on.
One game.
Top three. I
Just
know-
one.
I bet you our top three are all a bit different.
Top three.
Okay, I have one.
Right, go. Give it.
Origi.
Everton.
No.
Champions League.
Against Spurs, Champions League final.
Okay.
The absolute relief.
Yeah.
We were here at the pub. We were down the front.
Yeah.
Because we were all like, Tottenham were having a little bit of. They were having a spell. They were doing good. But the relief when Origi scored, we knew we were going to win. And in regards to Klopp, he was so calm at the final whistle, and he was so fucking respectful as well.
Yeah.
Like, Klopp didn't go mad at the end. Like, when we won it, Klopp walked over to Pochettino, walked over to the Spurs bench, shook their hands, walked onto the pitch, which I thought was amazingly respectful and brilliant.
Because he
But
knows how it feels.
he knows
to
how
lose.
it feels to lose. Yeah, that is right now, and it could change.
Yeah.
But right now, that is my moment.
Mike Harrell, thank you for tuning in. I agree that Klopp with Sean Cox and his family,
Yeah.
absolutely
Oh, yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, I was going to mention
Again,
that.
it shows what kind of fella he is. He doesn't have to do half of the stuff he does. And he with Sean Cox's family, with Owen McVeigh Foundation, LFC Foundation, he goes above and beyond what a football manager should be doing.
Yeah.
He just does.
Yeah, he's just a pure class act.
Stephen Wilson.
Game. Wilson. Pick one. You gotta pick one game. In 9 years.
I mean,
one game.
everybody always wants to say the Barcelona game, and I think that's in the top for all of us. But one of the games that I really remember is the cup game that Curtis Jones scores against Everton, right? When we're playing the kids, and just the way his look on his face when Jones scored reminds me of when I'm watching my kid play and he scores a goal, and it just, but because he feels like he's the father to them, right? And I know you guys taking the shit, but but I mean they're all his kids because we played such a young team, right? And Everton played their full squad. They had their first team out there, and we beat them. And Jones has that great shot, and you just see the pride in Klopp's face, and that to me really started the fact that you could bring those young kids up, and they felt like they were gonna one day get to the first team, and that game stands out to me for that.
I think it's again, these kids understand they belong in this team, in this squad.
Yeah.
You know,
That's one game.
You reminded me. Hold on. You reminded me of a moment that did not include a great shot. Lucas Leiber. Lucas Leiber. That was, and they're cracking up on the bench.
Yeah.
What a moment. Delcross.
Now I want that to go because I think I'm gonna end up making a point here that's gonna be funny.
Aaron,
I want to see what your game was.
Yeah, he's
got the
punchline.
Yeah, I do because I think so.
So you actually want us just to keep talking until
Just give us your fair. I'll give you mine. You give me yours.
You're doing the build up here.
all right.
Delcross to.
As you alluded to, Barca, obviously, I would think is number one in anyone's books. The Norwich game, I think
broken glasses.
showed the team showed what they can do. The Klopp just laughing, just his unadulterated laugh and breaking his glasses, just going, ah well, okay. I think for me, as being pretty much a local boy, is Origi scoring in the 95th minute.
Yeah.
And him running on the pitch like nobody's there, and Alisson and embracing each other like there's not 60,000 people around them going absolutely ape shit. So yeah, it probably that for me, just because of the joy of sinking Everton in the 95th minute.
We were at the pub for that.
Yeah.
I was like, what a day.
Well, I mean, it's like it's more than lifting a trophy that day.
Yeah.
It's like we beat you, like we used to spank them.
Yeah.
And then 95th minute winner, because they came out for the draw. That's the game Pickford tried to play around on the floor.
Yeah, rolled around.
And Alisson did his best Pickford impersonation. That's probably mine, just because it's close to my heart.
For me, it's no.
Fucking
For
good.
me-
That'd be
for
like
me-
the Wizard of Oz going to black and white to freaking colour.
For me, it's the Dortmund game. And it's kind of a real weird reason, because I watched that game with a bunch of lads down in Fedo's. We all went fucking mental. We were on a high. I left the pub on a high. And at the time, I was selling real estate. And I was going to meet somebody to do a presentation to sell their house, a listing presentation. And I was so...
That's bad planning on your part.
I was so amped up that day and so fucking like full of belief that I went into that. I absolutely nailed the listing presentation. Your man let me sell his your man let me sell his house, and he was there, Chris. Fucking love your enthusiasm. And I just really remember that game. But my point I was going to make is, here's us, 4 of us. Favorite game, favorite Klopp moments, right? This will just tell you the levels that we're talking about. Not one of us mentioned spanking the Manx 7-0.
Yeah.
In what universe are we in when that's not even? Yeah, we're not even mentioning beating the
But we
Manx.
didn't even... What about when we
7-0.
spanked Man City at Anfield?
Yeah,
Do you remember that performance of
Yeah.
Fabinho with that freaking amazing...
Well, you got to think
There's so many great moments.
the
There really are.
7
but that's what I'm saying. Like
There's
how
so many moments.
Well, the 7-0 was last season as well, when we weren't playing very well. So
it's mental though, isn't it?
it's
The thing.
because they're not in our radar anymore. That's the thing. Like when you think of Klopp moments, it is weird that we don't go to that. But I think the Barca one's embedded in your memory.
Yeah.
As the Everton is for me, the Dortmund is for a few years ago. Yeah, I mean, 7-0 against United.
We don't even mention it. It's not even mentioned.
Yeah.
That shows how far Man United have fallen as well. That's part of it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't think so. I just think
I think
it's
that's
to the levels that he's the guys that he's
But
brought us.
that 7-0 is not a Klopp moment. That's the team moment, right? You're talking about
No, but
when Klopp is the character.
I mean,
Klopp is not the character that
Barcelona is the team as well.
But Klopp also, part of that game is benching Genie and Genie being pissed off and coming off at
What a sub that was, huh?
right. But I mean that's the character, right? And the Mank game, we just fucking obliterated him. Klopp kind of took a back seat to that. He wasn't the character, the central.
Yeah,
part of that.
I just think it's amazing that if you were talking about favourite Klopp's moments and then we never once mentioned fucking spanking. That I think to me that just speaks to the level that
Because it's been so
because growing up as
mean,
kids,
you can
we
even
would have paid. How much would you have paid to be able to go to fucking school? Well, I don't know for you. So you didn't have any. For me, I grew up in the fucking 90s in Ireland, and every second fucker was a United fan, and they were winning and winning and winning and winning. And I had to go to school every
Yeah,
Monday
private tutor. Remember, he's from
and get
Bombay.
fucking
Still on to
annihilated in school. Like,
school.
fucking school.
But they're so like as you're talking about this, more and more pop into my head. You know, another one, Supercar, Adrian.
Yeah.
And then the clock.
Yeah, that I forgot about that.
So many fantastic moments. More to the point, Wilson.
Yes.
What did you think about the Return to Oz movie with James Franco? Like the latest Wizard of Oz. Was that any good?
No, I didn't. No. No, the original for me.
The original? It's been 3 Wizard of Oz.
But I will say I am the
Wizard of Oz, Return of Oz, and then the
No,
James
I'm a
Franco.
fan of The Wiz with Michael Jackson.
The Wiz 4.
I grew up in Detroit, so anything Motown related. I'm all about
Yeah,
that.
the Wiz.
Diana Ross.
He's on down the road. No, with the Reese's peanut butter cup nose? Come on.
I just want to say thanks, Jamie, for tuning in. Brent, I haven't talked to you in a long time. Mike, thank you for tuning in. Again, this is our first live event. Again, we had technical difficulties in the beginning. Few microphone changes, but we're here now, and I'm so happy to share it with these lads. Again, our 4-year anniversary is coming up. I can't believe
What are you bringing us?
What are you buying?
We're coming to BB Riley
Next Wednesday.
Yeah. We're just gonna put a microphone on whether it works or not. And I'll put,
Yes, just come on the piss with the sardines, pull out the microphone.
maybe this time they'll make a cake for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, 4 years with these lads. I mean, I know you and Chris haven't been on these past 4 years, but you've been on these past 2 years, and like, you're part of my journey, part of Steve's journey, part of Nicky's journey, Glenn's journey, and we've all been on this clock journey.
Yeah.
Again, everyone has different takes on their favourite moment. It's just gonna hit me hard in 2 weeks. I was gonna go home, and I was waiting for different results, and I was waiting for a mate for a ticket, and it didn't materialise, but that's okay. I'll sort you out later. But I'll be here with my mates down the pub, screaming at the telly for the end of Klopp's reign against Wolves. We're going to make a day of it.
Probably.
Might as well. Because we've got to think, again, he's given us so much. Last season was shite. But you know what? One shite season.
9,
8 ain't half bad. And again, I know other clubs and opposing fans won't understand what Klopp's done for us. Yeah, he's only won 1 Premier League trophy. But by God, that was fucking good after 30 years. I don't give a shit. You can't take that away. You can't say that was COVID. You can't put an asterisk next to that fucking thing. We won it fair and fucking square. And that's it. And that's what's going to stay with me for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I think so. I cheers to that. I think one of the sorry, mate. I think one of the things is that I don't think I trade any trophy for another league, for the journey, that the kind of ups and downs, the fucking crack we had. Like even when we got fucking beat by Madrid in that final, the fucking crack we all had in here together was absolutely magnificent. It's just been a real pleasure and an honour to be able to watch them and follow them.
And that is key. It has been. You put it perfectly. It's been a pleasure. It's been an honour to have him, and that's how you can't speak highly of this guy. He's come in. He's delivered. He's been fantastic. He's been entertaining. He's been brilliant. He's been great for the city. He's been great for entertainment. Great for humour. He's been serious. He's changed the game in certain ways in England. He's done things that you couldn't have imagined happening. So all credit to Wales.
No, I was just going to say, you're saying he changed the game. He did. He brought that gegenpressing to England.
Yeah.
And he didn't have the players at the very beginning. And granted, they turned that team over within 3 years, they were all gone besides Joe Gomez, right?
Yep.
So but there was a style. There was an identifiable style, and there's very few teams in the Premier League era that has that. You had the Arsenal team that everybody wanted to play that way, and the Man City team now, people were trying to play that way. But Klopp had his own style, and other teams have tried to do it, and they've tried to combat it, and they just aren't equipped to do it, and it shows. But it was just the way he did it. But then, to be astute enough to change it from the high press to the mid press, and then playing with the fullbacks. We created two world-class fullbacks the way he played. Alexander-Arnold and Robbo. I mean, all-time leading assists as a defender, because of the style that he played. He gave them the freedom. Obviously, that was with Van Dijk being the anchor in that defense and Allison in the back. But, I mean, that really changed the way that football in the Premier League is played. Because now you have a lot of fullbacks that are trying to play up higher, right? And so he brought that to the team and to the league. And that's one of the things that I think people kind of overlook, that he took those players that on another team, Robbo was relegated £8 million, and then he became world class. I mean, and
I think that deal has to be one of the greatest deals of all time.
But
£8 million quid. We got $6 million for your man. What was that? Young fella Stewart or something?
Kevin Stewart.
Kick the ball again.
But before he goes,
they gave us $6 million.
Yeah.
We gave them $8 million. We got Robbo in return. That must be one of the greatest deals of all.
But also, the ancillary benefit to that of Robbo being that player, it helps Scotland achieve what they are. They don't achieve their qualifications in these major championships without Robbo getting the quality that he has under Klopp. And I'm gonna say that for Jono and all the others, and Murphy.
Yeah.
But really, I don't think that the Scotland achieves what they do without Klopp giving Robbo the reign that he has had to be more of an offensive threat.
It's
He's going to be known, obviously we as Liverpool fans remember him for many, many moments. But Klopp is going to be known for that period, 2019, 2018 through 22. That particular team, which will be seen as his greatest team, which will be Alisson, Alexander-Arnold, Matip, Virgil, Robbo, Fabinho, Henderson, Wijnaldum, Firmino, Salah,
Gomez was
Mane,
part of his best team,
which only started once, which is extremely surprising when you look at that. That lineup only started once, but I'm not for Liverpool, but the legacy that team is a team, which was just an incredible moment squad-wise, because that team surprisingly only started once, which is fucking unbelievable, really.
Yeah, that is.
But that was our peak under Klopp. That was where it all came together. Those couple of years there with the Champions League, with the league, it was everything that Klopp had been building to from the beginning. With the fullbacks, with the midfielders fucking getting in there, creating the chance, getting in there and winning the ball. Firmino, Salah, Mane, what a magnificent team. Probably the best couple of years for me since the 87-88 season. That was probably the best. It was. I know you're laughing.
I'm laughing because if Glenn was here.
Not even close. But the 80s, that's the closest. 87, 88 to that period with the Klopp. That was.
I think another thing we can say about Klopp, though, he's leaving with the infrastructure there. I remember when Sir Alex left and Manchester United was just a shithole. Their stadium's falling apart, their training facilities are bad, their blah blah. We heard it from Ronaldo firsthand. Klopp is leaving this squad. It might need to be tinkered with. I think 2 or 3 players coming in, but he's leaving it in a very, very good state. And I think that's another thing. I think that this past summer, he probably was ready to call it quits, as he already said. And he knew in November, like, I can't go again.
I wonder why he didn't. Do you think it's because it was such a poor season?
I think so. I think he had a point to prove, like, look, I've got to make sure when I leave, this squad is in good standing.
That speaks to him as a person as well. I think
I'm sure him
He's very
going,
genuine.
I got this team back in the Champions League and we won a trophy.
Over to you, Arnie.
And yeah, when Arnie comes in, he has a good stepping stone to kind of go, all right, I've got the core of the squad. I can move it forward.
But I think it goes deeper than that too, though, because I think he's really joined. The like right from grassroots, kids the whole way up to the first team, and we're really starting to see, the fruits of that coming through with the likes of Bradley, with the likes of Dan's, young Lee Clark, Bobby Clark.
Lee Clark putting on the Liverpool. All right.
Yeah. But I think those young fellas coming through now, I think we're going to see more, because we went through a long period there where, we had our Gerrard and we had, Michael Owen, and then there was like
Barron until Trent.
And then Trent comes out of the woodwork, and now all of a sudden, there's a good few young lads there that look really, really good, and I think a lot of that is down to Klopp. It's down to Klopp joining the whole thing together and just making everything uniform and.
But the club is also off the pitch. I mean, it equates to on the pitch as well. But obviously, Anfield is looking magnificent with the expansions as well. The new training ground looks fantastic as well. The club looks in a very good spot financially, and it was borderline when Klopp came into the club. You didn't know what was going to happen, but we look in a really good spot. I think for any manager that's coming in, it looks like it's going to be Arne Slot. It's a lot to work with. There really is. You are in an extremely good spot, like you said, with Ferguson, and also, I would add Wenger to that. Both managers were at their respective clubs for a long time. They kind of left the club. Both Man United and Arsenal weren't in a good place when they left.
They also lingered around the fucking place, which didn't help. And I think Klopp will be intelligent enough not to do that.
And I think he has been. I think he's decided that, and he decided this is the right time, and it was for him. It makes complete sense, it seems to be. But the club is in a very good spot, and I think for any manager, if it's Slot, so be it. There is a lot to work with here.
Yeah,
it really is.
Got a good question, Richard Hutchinson. Well, he's got a few. Who are we going to buy and sell in the summer? The future Liverpool Football Club under Arne Slot and Michael Edwards, and give us Klopp's career at Liverpool FC. Well, that's an easy one.
What was the last one?
Give us what Klopp's done at LFC, everything, mate.
Yeah.
Richard, he's won everything you can. Europa League, he didn't get that, but he won us every major trophy.
What's that first? That's the first question.
First question
That's probably the one we should dive into.
Well, he says, "Hi everyone.
Hello.
You aren't the sexiest man alive." He doesn't say that, but I'm just going to put it out there. Ryan Gosling.
Oh, yeah. It's all right.
He doesn't need a table to hold him back.
No.
What do we think of the future of Liverpool Football Club under Arne Slot and bringing in Michael Edwards, Richard Hughes? What do we think?
The big question. I don't want to think about signings at the moment because it's more about who are we going to sell, who is going to be gone in the summer. I think that is the biggest thing.
Should we start with Arnie?
I think we'll start with Arnie. And we'll start with Slot. He's obviously going to come in, but it sounds like he's not going to be someone that's going to be involved in transfers. He's literally going to be a coach, and signings and who is gone is not handled by him. So
I'm off for a minute.
go. So we obviously know the obvious ones, right?
Yeah, television.
Matip, Thiago. We won't go into that, but I think the big ones are.
But it's the big four, right?
There's the big four. There's Trent. There's Salah. There's Virgil.
And Allison.
There's Allison. Now, out of those four, three, which are Trent, Salah, and Virgil, their contracts are up next summer. Allison is a little bit longer, but they're the four, and they are humongous. Do you think, I guess my question to you two is, do you think we will keep all four? And if not, who do you think is the most likely that we might sell and invest the funds in
I think
the new
that's
team?
enough.
I think that's the wrong question, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay.
Who cares about?
Well, Richard does. He asked questions.
No. Oh, sorry. Sorry. So, no,
That's the big four, right? That's a big deal.
Sorry, Richard. But I'm going to preface that with saying that we've already said that the Slot is coming in into a better team than Klopp did when he came in,
Yeah.
right? Much better team. Slot has also proven to be a developer of talent. So I think that he's just going to tweak a little bit, but I think he has his eye on the academy. Because we have a great, like you alluded to, we have so many players coming through, and whether you like it or not, Michael Edwards is going to go back to Moneyball. He really is going to do that, where he's going to find value for people, right?
Yeah.
Now, but out of those four, do you think? Are you asking who's going to be here?
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah. Do you think?
Second of September.
Yeah, do you think all those four will be at Anfield when the season kicks off?
September 2nd or 3rd or whoever that is. What you were thinking?
No, for me, the only 50-50 would be Salah, whether he gets his head turned. I know he says he wants to stay, but to me, the other ones are pretty set in stone that they will be back. Van Dijk will be back. Alisson will be here. So Trent will be here. Because I think because of Trent being a Scouser, and coming up through the academy, I think that he has. If there's going to be any kind of doubt about who's going to stay or not, I think. Plus, he's younger. He's the youngest player out of all those, and I think Slot will be the kind of guy that will figure out exactly where he's going to play him, the style that he plays. I'm very excited about it, to be honest with you.
Very non-committal. No, to answer Richard's question, I think out of the four, I probably think three of them will be remaining in September. I think, no, it's pretty easy, and I could be wrong, but I think Salah, I'll jump ship. Not jump ship. That's wrong. I shouldn't say jump ship. I think Salah will probably move on.
Summer.
Yeah.
I don't.
So you went away for a little while. So we're talking about
I did. I'm to the bathroom.
Virgil, Trent, Salah, Alisson. Do you think all four will be at Anfield when the
September
season kicks
3rd.
off?
It's September 3rd this year.
I think Salah will, just because I think we sell him next season, next summer. I think we
He'll be on the free, won't he?
do an extension.
You think we'll give him another contract, huh?
Yeah, I do.
Maybe it's no one to pay his money, but pay his wages at the moment. I think it'd be a big reason he stays.
All right, I don't think he wants to go to the Saudi League. That's just my personal opinion, because he's still young enough. He wants to win trophies. We're back in the Champions League. There's talk of PSG. The PSG want youngsters. They do. That's how they're building it. I think he stays. Van Dijk. signs a new one. Why wouldn't he? Trent signs a new one. Why wouldn't he? Who's the fourth one? Allison signs a new one. Why
Yeah,
wouldn't he?
I 100% agree with you.
Champions League
With Trent,
is
Trent and Allison, I 100% agree with you. I'll disagree.
Yeah, of course
I'll
it is.
disagree with you on Van Dijk.
I agree with you.
I don't think he'll sign. I don't think he'll leave. I don't think he'll re-sign. And I think he was potentially
you'll-
one that'll go on a free in a couple of seasons' time.
Next season.
That's
summer.
Yeah, I think that's probably what'll happen with Van Dijk.
I think he'll sign an extension.
I mean,
Because
yeah, I could be totally wrong.
It's to this day, it's not really. It's what's best for him, but what's best for this club. We've let too many players kind of go on these free transfers. I don't see.
Yeah, but but see, but you're starting to hit the nail on the head here. We are very, very, very astute when it comes to that, and we have not let a player go that you went, fuck, I wish we'd have fucking kept him. Like, you look at all those players that I remember I won't say we. I cribbed and cried. I cribbed and cried when I seen Genie go. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And as it turned out, it probably wasn't the wrong decision. Coutinho, same deal. I was like, fucking cried. I was like, what the fuck
You
is
do
going
that
on?
though. But every single player you've named have done what? Fuck all.
That's what I'm just saying. That's what I'm
The
saying.
grass isn't green.
No,
You know what I mean?
But they may not necessarily have wanted to go. The club went, we're not, because how many of them went on
Ronaldo
free?
especially didn't want to
Well,
go.
apart from Coutinho. Coutinho did want to go, and we got a shit ton of money for him. But the rest of them, I don't think they necessarily wanted to go, and we didn't sell him. We just let him go. And I personally think that something similar will happen with Van Dijk.
I think
You give Kwanzaa another year under Van Dijk's tutelage, and he's ready to take that mantle.
Kwanzaa has been absolutely magnificent. He really has.
But again, it's Klopp has shown
He's shown the confidence
in these young lads that most football teams would say, no chance.
Right, that's what we're saying. 1 year from now, if Van Dijk is on a free and Kwanzaa's taking over,
I would have to say, I'd be flabbergasted if.
Well, that's like a 19.
I would be flabbergasted. I think Trent will stay for obvious reasons.
Nothing's going to say whoopsie daisy.
I would say one of Salah, Virgil, Allison will be gone in the summer. That would be my
This
guess.
summer?
Yeah, that would be my guess.
I-
Who it is? I haven't got a freaking clue.
I think it's
I
got.
would be.
I think the only one that makes sense is
surprised if
Salah.
all three.
It is the one that makes sense because he's the one that we would get the most money for. Because the Saudis aren't going to pay Joe Bloggs this amount of money. Like the Saudis are.
What a player, Joe Gomez.
I'll tell
What
you
a
what.
season.
I love Joe Gomez.
I do as well. I don't understand the shit he gets.
I don't understand the free. Like we were brilliant up until when we left him out of the team.
Burnley, when he got that bad, he broke his leg.
Yeah.
From the Burnley player taking him off the.
It
wasn't a foul. It was just the way it slid.
down at the end of the pitch, wasn't it?
Him and Van Dijk playing absolutely amazing. But Klopp has asked him, and I think kind of the same with Gakpo a little bit. Klopp has asked him to play here, and guess what he's done? He's been professional. He's done the damn job. These people saying, get rid of Gomez. I'm sorry, you need a utility player in the back. I think he's still young. We keep. I think a lot of people think he's like fucking 42 years of age.
26.
27 years old.
So for you English lads, will he be on the plane in the summer?
Oh, you should be. Southgate
Yeah,
would
of
be
course.
insane if
He should.
considering
So
Gomez
should
can
Elliot.
play.
I'm sorry.
Elliot won't go.
Let's get on to this quickly. I'm glad you brought that up because it does piss
I
me off.
didn't bring it up.
Wow, here we go.
Well, you did about England. How is Manu starting or being in the squad?
Oh, here we go.
And Harvey Elliott is not even like on the same lips of Gareth
Southgate
is a United.
because Southgate
it's
does not
bollocks.
trust the goalkeeper and the centre backs that England have available, and he wants defensive midfielders. And there's not many available, considering Calvin Phillips, of course. Has
He
not been
picks Harry
available,
Maguire.
and that's why.
Harry Maguire.
That's why.
That tells you everything.
Well, it tells you also everything about the lack of quality centre backs in the moment. Now, Gomez, for example, I think
He should
personally,
start for England.
Gomez is the best
In my
English
opinion.
centre back, but he hasn't had that many if any opportunities this season. He's played either left or right back. But Gomez, when he's
Defensive
fit,
midfield.
when he's
before-
when
There's
Gomez
a
is
lad
fit,
after fainting now after what you just said. You know that.
really, who's better than Gomez?
No, I know. I totally agree. But there's guarantee there's people out there watching that have literally fainted, fallen over,
But they hope they
hurt
should.
themselves.
I want them to fake.
I
They
agree.
don't have to listen to the
I think
truth.
Joe Gomez is
is a
class.
fucking magnificent player, and his biggest problems, of course, have been the injuries.
Yeah,
He
keep
will
him
go
fit.
to the Euros, but he's going to be a squad player. We know that, and he's probably not going to play centre back. He'll be a backup for right back or left back.
Yeah, but you know, Liverpool supporters don't even appreciate Joe Gomez. How do you expect the rest of England to appreciate him? I mean,
Magnificent.
in all honesty,
He's just done the job that's been asked for him. He hasn't moaned. Even Klopp said he's never come to his door and knocked on the door and gone out.
And he has fucking he was probably our best defender for a long time.
When we won the league,
Trent but no, this
he was
season when
magnificent.
Trent and Robbo
And
were
this
injured,
season,
and
he was our best
playing
left back.
right back and left back.
Yeah, he was brilliant.
And then they just come out and he just got dropped, and he hasn't been seen since.
and our team performance has dropped since he's been dropped.
I agree.
we love Joe Gomez.
Joe Gomez.
That's what it comes down to.
That's
We
what
love
it
Joe Gomez.
comes down to. All right, Richard also asked, give us a breakdown for the Man United at Atlanta, Palace and Everton games. We just weren't good enough. I mean, there's the amount of chances we missed. Defensively, we weren't set up right for some reason. It was too easy to play through the middle.
I think that only pertains to Atalanta. The other games we're good for money, and we just fucked it up, man. At Atlanta, we were set up improperly.
Yeah, but I mean, we've got, everybody says, you know, we've lost this league because of the chances we're not putting away.
Right. But
Against Everton, though, they scored 2. So you can't just say it's the forwards.
We lost the belief after
in the back line.
the Man United game. The Atlanta was a call, and Gomez started that. We're giving credit to Gomez, but he started that game. But there was a lot of changes throughout that, and we underestimated Atlanta. We got surprised by them.
And we talked about this. This is to get to the semifinals, and Klopp changed 7 players, and we were all saying, play your best team to get to that next round.
Yeah.
And he didn't, and we got
Atlanta's
and we got punished for it. We
spoke about this. We did a podcast like a couple of days before. And we looked at Atalanta's results against really good teams. They've done really well. Yeah. Like against the top teams, you know, they had done a very, very good job. But Atalanta we weren't ready for it. There was too many changes. The Man United game, we just didn't finish. We just didn't finish the chances. We lacked belief in the final third.
It was all about finishing
won
that game.
We didn't finish,
Which is bizarre,
and it
though.
kind of spiraled in the wrong way.
Which is bizarre, though, because we started off really well against the Manx.
We did.
And we should have put them to the sword. He's off now.
I think the Atlanta game. To go back to the Atlanta game, I think one of the important points I think in the Atlanta game, and I know that Klopp will have no regret. You know, we'll all say there's no regrets and this, that, and the other. I do think though, if he had to have a half an hour of football back, it probably would be against Atalanta, where he would have just grabbed hold of the players and said, we don't have to go get a fucking goal at 2-0. Just don't make it 3-0. This should have been like a boxer, a little bit fucking wily, a little bit streetwise, duck and dive, slip a couple of punches, go to the second leg at 2-0, and you really have we had a live chance to do it. As it turned out, we didn't get the 2 goals that we would have needed, but it would have just made
Well,
things
solid
a little
Listen, open chip over
yeah,
the goalie, right?
and it goes back to that again. In that game too, we miss a very, very good chance to go 1-0 up. We just don't take that chance, and then it becomes a different game. And the United game is the same. I think you take your chances in those games, you win. You know, it's terrible to think that you score 2 goals away at Old Trafford and don't win the fucking game.
Yeah.
You know, you do the hard part.
Well, the FA Cup one. I mean, you're thinking you've got 20 seconds to play, right?
Yeah.
Extra time, corner. Why throw everyone up? I think it was like a Hail Mary thing from Klopp, just going, we can win this, and it just imploded.
I think they just got caught up a little
in the
bit
emotion,
in
like,
emotion of
we can do this. And I think that's the problem where it started. Is we got too overconfident at times. We were smashing United, and it felt good. We all were watching the game, just going, "This is going to be, 5-6-0 again." You let them back in, and you're kind of like, "Okay, 1-0." And I'll have to say, when I'll bring it forward to when we played Spurs, we're winning 4-0, and we take the foot off the gas. And we make some changes, and they score 2, and then heads start to wobble. That's exactly what happened at United. Heads started to wobble, and we lost our composure. We lost everything that probably Klopp said at half time. Like, all right, we're leading. Yeah, just hold on to the ball. I mean, I was screaming at the telly like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
Like we're passing way too quickly. We're misjointed. Like, as soon as that Man United FA Cup game finished, I was like, something wrong with this team. It just didn't feel right, did it?
You just knew there was something.
Yeah, heads were down.
Yeah.
While even when a fair result, 2-2 against United at Old Trafford during the league, any year you go, I'm having that, 1 point.
Yeah.
But then Virgil, it's heads down.
Yeah.
And I think he knew we drew. We've lost the league. And you're like, get your head up. You're the captain. Like a point away to United.
And
it doesn't matter if they're shite.
Yeah, but it's hard. And this is hard to admit for a Liverpool fan. But I think you have to give City a lot of credit there, because, as you say, we knew. The minute that final whistle went and we drew, we knew it was done. Them players know that those fuckers will not.
By the way, it wasn't done at Goodison Park.
No, it wasn't.
Let me tell you that.
Yeah.
Not even close.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was done well before that. And and as I say, I think it's hard for us as Liverpool fans to admit that a little bit. But you said it correctly. You could tell in the players' face the minute we dropped those 2 points, they knew. These other fuckers across the road will not let up now. It's gone. And it just fucked everything. Mm-hmm. And it just fucking snowballed from there, and we couldn't pick ourselves up for Atalanta, and that was it. And then Palace the following week, and that was just the end of that.
What you thought, when we beat Fulham 3-1, I mean, they weren't very good.
Yeah.
And I don't think we were that good. We just created some and we put them away. And I think that gave us a sense of, like, falseness.
Yeah.
Because we're like, all right, we're kind of back.
Yeah.
But then the Palace game was absolutely atrocious. We are where we belong.
Yeah.
Third. We are this season. Ask me.
But maybe Palace isn't the bad team that we thought they were.
Palace are actually playing well right now.
They've got some good players.
Yeah,
I mean, come on. Everybody's interested in, 2 or 3 of their players.
No.
I mean, they're good. You want to wrap it up soon?
Yeah.
Hour 15.
Why not?
And we've actually been live for an hour and 15 minutes.
Plus the 45 minutes from the first show that we.
Yeah. But you know what? Again,
That's a bad first half.
thank you everyone for joining us. We live and learn.
Yeah.
finally you get to hear our voices. Maybe you didn't want to.
Yeah.
You just wanted to watch us like Harold Lloyd. You know, black and white, ringed up with black and white. Yeah, Harold
He
Lloyd.
was. I
Yeah.
used to be on TV in England, like in the mornings. So you hit it, Harold Lloyd.
All right then.
it's
The
good.
movies.
It's good. Harold Lloyd.
Well, Arnie
Yeah, that's
Slot. then.
silent.
Arnie
Come
Slot.
Hey, so Arnie
Up
Slot.
to Arnie's.
Arnie Slot, I back him.
Arnie's Arnie.
Because he's a Liverpool manager. He'll be the next Liverpool manager. I'll give him all the support that I can. As I'm sure we all will. But yeah, I think it's been a decent. It's, you know, like I said, it's our first time doing live, so there's going to be some issues, but I think we've worked out those kinks. I mean, we're not four of the brightest fucking light bulbs, are we?
No. No. But here, Facebook people,
All right.
get on Instagram, follow. I'm paid by the follows. So get on there. I need a few quid. My kids need new runners. They need new fucking trousers.
And jumpers, right?
I need a few quid. I'm paid by the follows. Follow the page on Instagram. Get on there. Let's go. Let's get those numbers up.
All right, follow us on socials at ATX Red Podcast, Facebook, Twitter, or X, whatever the hell it's called now. Insta, Threads. I know. Threads in there.
MySpace.
Yeah. Not only fans. though.
Bebo. We're not on for Bebo.
Napster.
Of course, you could be on OnlyFans. It looks like you're.
Oh, your OnlyFans. What's your OnlyFans?
Deltros.
But thanks everyone, you know, for tuning in. We appreciate it. Hopefully we'll get our shit together next time we do a live event. A couple upcoming, Dan Morgan from Anfield Rap is coming up. Rohan Kalicharan, who's a mental health
Bless you.
advocate. Absolutely brilliant, an amazing, he's a marathon runner and he's had mental issues in his life. He's a Liverpool supporter. They've always been there for him, so that's a great story. We have our 4-year anniversary one coming. He would have been on it, but he's got a brand new job and he left me hanging, but that's all right. But I'll tell you what, 4 years of this lad has made me absolutely crazy.
You deserve a medal.
I cut.
Hey. Just like Klopp when he showed up. Look, Daz's got grey fucking beard now.
Well, that's because of the 4 kids as well. But I couldn't do it without Chris, Steve, Glenn, my missus, Julian, the man behind the deck. And we couldn't do it without you lot listening. And again, thank you so much for 4 years of the Liverpool Connection podcast.
4 shots.
And until next time, we'll see you later. And we'll have a much better live event.
Cheers. Up the red.
And rest in peace, Steve Albini. Yes.